Hello friends, today I am going to reveal some true facts of the moon, our nearest neighbor. But first of all I request you to please share and subscribe my channel for getting my informative true facts videos uninterrupted. Now the moon, our nearest neighbor. What is the moon? Moon is a natural satellite. Location of the moon. It is about 3,84,000 kilometers away from Earth, about 2,40,000 miles from Earth, 3,468 kilometers in diameter, about 2,155 miles in diameter, about 1 by 4th the size of Earth. Birth of the moon. First stage. Moon originally was once part of the Earth. Scientists believe a very large body hit the Earth early in the development, throwing a huge amount of debris into orbit. Debris eventually was influenced by Earth's gravity and formed the moon we have today. Second stage. After forming a sphere, the surface of the moon was covered by molten rock. Eventually, this mix of rocks separated. Third stage. The outer surface of the moon cooled, forming a crust. Craters started to form from the constant bombardment by meteorites. Meteorites decreased. Moon cooled completely. Moon changed little in 3 billion years. Three major divisions of the lunar interiors. Crust, average thickness of about 70 kilometers. Mantle and core, radius is between 300 and 425 kilometers. The moon surface, there is no atmosphere. There is no liquid water on moon. Extreme temperature, daytime, 130 degrees centigrade, that is 265 degrees Fahrenheit, and night time, minus 190 degrees centigrade, minus 310 degrees Fahrenheit, 1 by 6 of Earth's gravity. The moon surface, lunar rocks and dust cover most of the surface. This layer called the regolith, 1 to 6 meters deep is there. The lack of an atmosphere let many more meteorites strike the moon surface, creating this layer of crushed rock. Anorthosites are light-colored, coarse-grained rocks found in the lunar highlands. Breccia contains fragments of other rocks that have melted together and are found everywhere on the moon. Lunar features highlands. Mountains up to 7,500 meters, about 25,000 feet tall. Rills, trench-like valleys are there on moon. Craters, ball-shaped depressions up to 2,500 kilometers, about 1,553 miles across. Most are found by meteorites impact on the moon. Some found by volcanic actions inside the moon. Lunar features, craters. When meteorites struck surface the displaced material, like a splash, marks left called rays. Lunar features, that is Maria, originally thought to be seas by early astronomers. Darkest part of lunar landscape, filled by lava after crash of huge meteorites on lunar surface 3 to 4 billion years ago. Mostly basalt rock. Movement of the moon. Orbits in an eclipse, orbit in an ellipse, not circular. Apogee, farthest from Earth. Perigee, closest to Earth. Revolution, moon orbits the Earth every 27 days. The moon rises in the east and sets in the west. The moon rises and sets 50 minutes later each day. Rotation, moon turns on its axis every 27 days. Same side of moon always faces Earth. Far side of the moon was first seen by Luna 3, Russian space probe in 1959. Surface features different from near side, more craters, very few area and thicker crust. It is just a phase. Moonlight is reflected sunlight. Half the moon's surface is always reflecting light. From Earth we see different amount of the moon's lit surface. The amount seen is called a phase. Waxing and waning, new moon, waxing crescent moon, first quarter moon, waxing gibbous moon, full moon, waning gibbous moon, third quarter moon, waning crescent moon and new moon. Four main shapes: full, crescent, quarter and gibbous. The phase of the moon: waning crescent, last quarter and waning gibbous. Full moon, waxing gibbous, first quarter, waxing crescent, new moon. Moon phase, new moon. The moon is between the sun and the earth, and we see the unlighted side. No lighted area of the moon is visible from earth. As the sun continues to move, part of the moon becomes visible. When the size of the visible portion is increasing, and we first see a silver of the moon, it is called the waxing crescent phase. When the moon has moved through one quarter of its evolution, the moon looks like a semicircle called a first quarter phase. The lighted portion of the moon continues to increase, making it larger than a semicircle, which is called the waxing gibbous phase. Halfway through its orbit, the earth is in between the sun and the moon, creating a full moon phase. The entire half of the moon is reflecting light of the sun at this phase. The moon continues now decreasing in the amount of lightened surface. When the moon is not full anymore, but decreasing back to a semicircle, it is called a waning gibbous phase. Eventually the moon reaches a semicircle again, called the last quarter phase. The light continues to decrease when finally only a silver of the moon is visible, which is called the waning crescent phase. The moon is now back where it started, and the process repeats. The whole process takes 29.5 days. An extra 2 days is needed from the 27.3 days for the moon to get back to its original position. This means that you usually have one of each phase per month. Sometimes 2 full moon is in 1 month. The second full moon of a month is usually called a blue moon. Lunar eclipse. Moon moves into Earth's shadow. This shadow darkens the moon. Umbra, center cone-shaped part, all the sunlight is blocked. Umbra. Penumbra, outer part of the shadow, sunlight is only partially blocked. It occurs about 2 to 3 times per year. Lasts up to 4 hours. Solar eclipse. Moon moves between Earth and Sun. Moon casts a shadow on part of the Earth. Total eclipse rare, only once every 360 years from one location. The tides. Tides caused by pull of moon's gravity on Earth. High tide, side facing moon and side away from moon, every 12 hours 25 and a half minutes. Low tide, one on sides of Earth. The calendar. For a long time, people measured the passage of time by keeping track of the phase of the moon. Eventually, calendars were developed to keep more accurate track of time. The 3 basic units of a calendar, day, month and year, are determined by the movements of the Earth and moon. A day was defined as the time it takes the Earth to rotate once. A month was defined as the time required for the moon to go through one cycle. A year was defined as the time it took the Earth to go around the sun. Sounds simple. However, it was soon discovered that these were not whole numbers. The Earth takes 365.24 days to go around the sun. A year with 365 days was too short, 366 too long. The moon makes a complete cycle of phase in 29.5 days. 29 days are therefore too short for a month, 30 too long. Modern calendars were invented to fix these problems. Exploring the moon. 1950 to 1960 probes was there. First one on the moon on July 20, 1969. That is American. 6 Apollo missions 1969 to 1972. 12 Americans have walked on the moon. In my next video, I will give some more details of other satellites of our solar systems. Thanks.